Yeah, as we gather here in Dubrovnik, we can already see how the post-pandemic world will shape up. And one of the big changes in the world after the pandemic will be the relationship between the state and the market. And I think we have a consensus at our panel today that the state will play a bigger role than it had in our societies, than it had before the pandemic. The question is just, what role will it be? How will it all shape up? And I think we agreed on the panel that it is not a black and white decision, but the configurations between the state and the market can take a number of different forms. One of them is being championed right now by the European Commission and by the G7 in the form of the Cornwall Consensus, which is sort of a counterpoint to the Washington Consensus of the early 1990s. A Cornwall Consensus which calls for a much bigger participation of the state in our society, and it calls on the state to define missions for the entire society. Our sense is, my sense is that this may be going one step too far in bringing the state into our societies and defining its roles. It may be better to look at a model of co-evolution between the state and society, a model which has worked quite well in my home country, in Germany, in the decades after the Second World War, a co-evolution between different sectors of society, between the universities, the Chamber of Commerce, private enterprises, vocational schools, local governments that get together to work on common objectives and to form industrial clusters which have driven the economic development of my country. And I think this co-evolution between the state and the market could also be a model in the post-pandemic world.